I feel like I kind of decided to be in love with Ellen on a whim, and I like that. Because what happened is I decided that I needed to make decisions on my own and to stop kind of trusting what's in my head very much. And I decided that I should do what I want. And um, I've had a lot of ideas put in my head. And one idea is this idea that I'm a transgender metrosexual. So I'm not gay, but I'm gay because I'm with a guy, but the guy has a vagina. And the guy clearly has different chromosomes than a guy, but the guy really believes that their perspective on the world is male, and the way they want to interact with the world is male. And when I was in love with that person, I started writing a movie. I can't remember what the movie's called, but it's about a goth male who's kind of emo in Texas, who is an equestrian, who it's kind of like, I think the movie is a little bit like the movie Best in Show, which is about dogs, but it's about horses. But he's a goth, transgender, metrosexual equestrian, and he has this group of friends, and he is in love with Andy, and Andy is transgender, and he always says he's gay. And but it's a comedy, and it's about small town Texas culture, and it's just a fun visual movie. And the reason I came up with that idea is because I loved a transgender person, and I don't know what I think now, but I know that there's a reason I'm wearing this necklace. It's because it's special, and I got it for Meg Myers. I know you guys think it's funny maybe that I'm carrying the Taylor Swift knife that still has tape on it, because if you remember, I bought this because Taylor Swift came back. And I said, I won't throw this one away, because I threw away a ring before for Taylor. And now I'm not going to be with Taylor, but the thing is, I am used to Taylor. It's very important to learn how to be used to Taylor when she's your ex-girlfriend. There is nothing more important you can learn than to be okay with Taylor's music being on, and Taylor being on the internet, and Taylor being with someone that you're friends with, and Taylor is everywhere, and here are Taylor's titties. But the thing is, I've had a little time to carry around this little knife, which came from Nazarov in Russia, which what I read is that this knife making technique that they use for forging the metal, which, by the way, if you hold in your hand, you do not want to get hit with that side. That will like break your skull. So like what you learn is, if you're in a fight and it's like you're getting jumped by like 10 people, and that's why I will always have a knife. It's not why, it's because I use it always. But the reason I get scared when I don't have a knife is, what if like 4 guys jump me, and they are mixed martial artists, and they know how to do things that I know, and I am not in a good location for fighting 4 guys, because like where you're fighting a group of people is important. If you're a martial artist, like you really don't want to fight 4 guys like in an open field or something. That's not good. So this knife, theoretically, which I will never carry it, so it's pointless unless I'm in the forest. I can bring it to go to the woods, because when I'm camping, sometimes I'll carry like a buck knife. So this knife from Nazarov, which is Ellen's knife, it like I've realized it's very nice to have like in my pocket. I like the way it feels, like the blade feels strong. But what I was also saying is this blade making technique supposedly was passed down from a monk who was from Peter the Great's, um, like that worked for Peter the Great. And Peter the Great was married to Catherine the Great. And Catherine the Great is who Anne Boleyn was descended from. And a lot of important people were descended from Catherine the Great. And so I've always had a special thing that I feel about St. Petersburg and that part of the Russian royal family, like because I believe that I'm a clone that was probably a part of Peter the Great's reign. So when this knife shows up and it came from a monk, which like who's obsessed with monks? You know, there's a reason my book is Cat Orgies, Monks, and Terrorists in the Middle East, a memoir. You know, I wrote a book about traveling around the Middle East, but it became about much more than that. Is because I am obsessed with monks, because I'm kind of a monk. Like, I don't have sex, like, but I'm a monk that does not reject the pleasures of the flesh. Like, I believe in not being in pain, especially. I believe in avoiding pain. Okay, so back, like, do I feel bad about being in love with Amy Forsyth and thinking she was a transgender person, like, deep down? And being in love with Sarah Weissglass a long time ago, and being in love with Alex Daddario, like I don't like that those people were used, but hopefully I acted a way that they understood that I wasn't talking about them, and maybe it's a good thing that I'm a movie writer, because I write a pretty decent amount of movies. Can you believe how good this thing is for fighting? If you're actually fighting, like I would never like have it. It's like because like if I'm gonna get jumped. I'm getting jumped by people, I'm gonna have this one always. It's like, you know, I'm getting like beat up, like, but like, I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna get jumped. I always like I don't know what Russia's like. Like I understand they have good police, but I know that in Russia, you can't have this knife. So I say, I'm going to have a ceremony where I do a bad job of presenting the knife to Ellen. Because here, if you dump me, you get this knife. Just is my stance on it, because she won't dump me, like she gets all my knives. So if like when I do the presentation ceremony, she can't take it to Russia because apparently this counts as a weapon, but like I don't know what counts as a weapon in Russia, but like I think that's weird. You can't have a weapon in your house, but clearly you can take this and remove the broom from it, and you can have one of those things, because I have a knife, you have a giant metal rod. The metal rod is never going to lose against like even this knife, probably, because they're gonna like break your arm, and that's like the first thing that happens is they break your arm. All right, so I really like this Nazarov knife. I really like Ellen. I really like that I can make decisions for myself. I really think that what was happening before is everyone was listening to me talk about everyone else. And I don't know who everyone is. And I don't know who I'm in love with, is what I always kind of thought. Like, I always thought, like, I'm talking about Zooey Deschanel, but I'm not. Like, I'm talking about Katy Perry still. And, but I also, like, didn't know. Like, because sometimes, like, you know more like about the possibility that someone is someone else than you know. Like theoretically, I would have thought Miley is the person I thought she was because of the Cult of the Crystal Skull, because Cody goes and gives her this golden skull, and like I think like that means that's like, here it is me. But it was a weird situation because like I was having some weirdness going on there. So I've been stealing my brother's shirts on accident. This is, I don't know, this is Meow Wolf, but I like the M. Meow Wolf is a art thing. It's an art exhibit. But I like the M because no matter what, Meg Myers has got me. And like, I don't like to go off in any direction at all because Meg Myers has got me, but like, I believe Ellen is that important, and I believe so much in being with that girl, and I am so grateful I have this knife because it just feels powerful. Like, I've never had a knife like this. It feels like power in the blade. I don't know why, it just feels so powerful. All right, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna go clean my house. Have a good day.